Yes, massive wagwan. I'm to Robinson, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice for all. Big up, massive.
I don't need a gangster, I'm one. I spent 40 racks on a chain, 10 racks on my whip. That's why I keep back in the bitch. My nigga, I'm lit. I don't need a gangster, I'm one. You bought 10 racks, I bought 300,000. I got 3,000, but I'm legit, baby. I got drip power, but I ain't cheap, baby. South City, baby.
Come make me, baby.
If you want me to show,
Then make me, baby. Rockefeller. Man, them shook.
Yes, massive wagwan. Andrew Robinson, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday.
I'm one. I got 10 racks, I got 300,000. I got 3,000, but I'm legit, baby. I got drip power, but I ain't cheap, baby. South City, baby.
I'm cheeky, baby. Then make me, baby. Rockefeller. Hey. Even the man them shook.
All I do is flip that paper, flip it like a page in a book. I ain't even taking a look. Niggas know to pay me in full. Cool.
Poo.
Are you trying to take charge when you ain't the plug? You know who I be, I don't need no buzz. Bitch try to take me for a mug. I'm a deck on the road like a bus. I be rolling with the thugs. All that jollof rice in the lugs. Rap on my life with the drugs. Bitch, shape up be the baddest on the ones. Got a flick in my wig, baby, I don't need no guns. No cap, keep him on track, he do the runs. Baby, I run the whole guns. Bitch, I'm the youngest of the oldest. Shaver from the streets, now she rapping on the marbles. Stones, they call me queen, upset a lot of hobos. But do something, bozos. Look,
I'm the proof of my photos. I put on my IG. Then the IG. Should I go where? I don't do the Snapchats. Yes, Wagwan family, karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss right here on the Black Fire Network Media for the 21st century. My name is Joby, and of course, shout out to everyone streaming live with us on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course, those who are with us on our radio station. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode. It is exactly 47 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. I came in early today, and I hope you guys are looking forward to literally just join me and have this beautiful conversation with me. It is the 7th of the month of June, and of course I hope that so far so good with this amazing year. I hope you are fulfilling everything that you had really wished for, other planned for. I hope you're making those businesses start. I hope you're looking forward to start something owned by you as a black person and not literally by these white people controlling everything. But of course, karibuni sana once again. That was Shaibo, and I know I started a song with my show yesterday with a song again, but I just love the lady. I just love the way she's spitting, but like she's so rough. I love that type of hardcore rap, especially when I hear it from women. I don't know. I just like hearing people talking their shit, especially like being so hardcore on music. I really, really love it. I really, really admire it. That is Shy Bobo with Streets. And of course, I hope you guys have enjoyed this amazing banger over here. And we shall be getting back to one more jam as we come straight and start with our conversation of today. But before we get started, my quote of the day today is, it says, the They say the best things take time, but that's why I'm always late. They say the best things take time, but that's why I'm always late. Yeah, and that's why I'm always late. Literally, I think for me, this is when it comes to occasions. I'm never keeping time when it comes to occasions. If I'm supposed to pull up and see someone like somewhere, I pull up late, like 3 hours later, because man, a girl has to take her time and do her makeup and look good. Just how hard it takes. Literally, men do not appreciate us doing makeup. I've seen most of the men who do not appreciate women who do their makeup. And I think it's something that you really need to acknowledge us. Yes, embrace the natural, I agree. But again, how hard it takes for us to look this good, drawing your brows, just doing your face. It is quite a hard time. But of course, let me know where you're streaming with us from. Karibuni sana once again. This is the Black Fire Network radio station, media for the 21st century. It's all about listening, engaging, and transforming. And I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I hope your week so far so good. Shout out to all the amazing ladies in the building. I hope that this day you feel special, you feel loved, and of course, always, not just this day, you should be acknowledged and appreciated every single day. Shai Bobo with Dobele. Is it Dobele? Dobele. I don't know Nigerian terms, but of course, read that, and of course, we shall be coming back with the conversation of today, rather what we shall be talking about.
Yes, massive wagwan. I'm the Robin Smith, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Manager Robinson, no disrespect. Big up,
the queen has entered, Jack is so calm. Head of ballet. The queen has entered, Jack is so calm. Baby, never ghetto. I was born in the ghetto. I was fighting with these bitches instead. Baby, never ghetto. The ballet. The queen has entered, Jack is so calm. The ballet. The queen has entered, Jack is so calm. Baby in the ghetto, I was born in the ghetto. I was fighting with these bitches instead of hoes. Baby in the ghetto, I was born in the ghetto. I was fighting with these bitches instead of hoes. Queen of the South, call me the mayor. If she talking that to the max, I got a trainer. Got the power to make it, God like Rainer. They do it for free, I ain't asking no favor. Make Perry go tamer, hold that paper. Eyes go back like the Undertaker. Fuck that hater, I don't rate her. She's trying to draw me out, but she's got no paper. Bitch, you lucky, man them on me, cause I got titty and body. You understand? Wagwan filthy,
Wagwan cutie.
Shea boy, real
Hey.
the queen has entered, Jack is so
Dobale. The queen has entered.
Jack is so
Dead in the ghetto. I was born in the ghetto.
I was fighting with these bitches instead of hoes.
Dead in the ghetto. I was born in the ghetto.
I was fighting with these bitches instead of hoes. I cannot believe that you try it with me. Can't you see that he buying shiny diamonds for free? Always looking sexy and baby, I'm looking clean. All these hating bitches, they ain't excited for me. Bitch, I'm dead, try it with me. When you know your daddy, you're not excited for me. The way that your face is looking cheap.
Dobale, that is Shy Bo, man. And I'm just loving our music right here on the Black Fire Network, playing coming from your speakers, rather on your speakers. And I hope you guys are doing amazing. It is exactly 53 minutes past 12 p.m., 7 minutes to 1 p.m. Ish, I'm rushing time, but time has been rushing on us too. It is exactly 53 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. And of course, 7 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in the 254. And of course, shout out once again to everyone tuning in, streaming live with us via Facebook. And of course, for those who are on YouTube, thank you so much for the subscriptions. We appreciate you so much. And for those who are also listening to us via the radio station, let me know what's up, where you're tuning in from. If it is your first time, Karibu Sana. I bring you nothing but just good vibes and good, amazing topics. And as for today's topic, we shall be having an amazing discussion. And this actually, when it comes to Africa's corruption, the leadership of Africa and the corruption also that we have in the country, you ask yourself a lot of questions like, when will this, we keep on speaking about development. How will Africa develop if we are all led by the same system? We can't have one country developing, but still there's corruption, and the rest are left literally on the verge of collapsing. It's like nobody gives a shit about it. Nobody cares about where Africa's future or the future of the young youths, where it's gonna fall or how it's gonna be. Nobody talks about this. This discussion is literally ignored. Nobody talks about this. We were talking about Rwanda, and we've seen the development that Rwanda has had since the genocide that actually happened in Rwanda, which we actually have suspects, most of them who have been arrested. And actually, apparently, right now as we talk, they can't actually, the court, and which we do not even actually judge our own crimes. We don't even, like, literally, nobody is here. We cannot, I remember kids said this better. We do not have the, should I say, the right minds? We do not have the right minds or proper analysis to literally come up with conclusion. It comes to cases. We cannot think for ourselves. That's the term. We cannot think for ourselves. We need people thinking for us, or rather on our behalves. And I'm like, till when? But before I get to Rwanda and what is going on with the genocide and everything, but I'm saying, if you look at how it has grown, the development, it's really, really crazy. It's one amongst the African countries loved after, I think, South Africa, and the most developed, I think, after South Africa, if I am to look at it, because South Africa is so developed. Talk about now Rwanda. I can't compare Kenya to Rwanda. Come on. Can't compare Uganda to Rwanda. We've seen it. We've seen the videos outside there. We've seen how the country has been maintained. Young youths have been given job opportunities and a whole lot of things. But this is just one amongst the African country. Talk about South Africa and Rwanda. The development we've seen, it's massive. But again, what about the rest of the countries? Where do we fall? Because we're talking about us drowning right now because of the debts. And we're talking about being colonized again because of sinking ourselves in debt, which I'll get into. And it's funny how everything we talk about just connects to everything that is happening. You say something, it just go back, it takes you back to, this is why we have this problem. This is why we have this problem. Because it's all a planned up, a set up system that has been meant to work like that. But yes, what is going on in with the Rwandan genocide? The suspect, who was actually, I think he was arrested, I think it was last year. Was it last year or this year? I can't remember. But they're saying that the Rwandan genocide suspect, Kabuga, who is actually very old, is very unfit for trial. So what it shall happen, I think he shall be released. Again, we cannot think for ourselves. So definitely the fact that we cannot think for ourselves, nobody is always going to be held accountable for the lives and those who are actually used to ensure that those numbers of lives that were lost were on their hands, or they were actually part of their agenda. Because we can tell literally with the genocide that happened in Rwanda, we had a couple of people connected to this, starting with the Europeans. I mean, how do you wake up, you start killing each other? It's all gassed up, it's all funded, it's all programmed, it's all planned up bullshit. It's all planned. And that's why I'm saying the fact that we cannot think for ourselves as African people, this is why you see nobody is ever gonna be held accountable for what they do, for the crimes, the numbers of people who have died innocently. Nobody gets to discuss this. And that's the crazy funny shit that just does not make sense. So we have the suspect, Kabugi. They're saying that the UN court has ruled. The UN court. Why not the African court? Why not Rwanda? Leave alone not even. Why not the African court has ruled? Why the UN court? The United Nations court. Who formed this? Whose organization is this? Does this fall? Whose organization is this? And in whose favor does it fall for? Is it African people or white people? Definitely not African people. So they're saying that the UN court has ruled that the aging Rwanda genocide suspect Felicien Kabuga is unfit to stand for the trial. And the Hague-based international residual mechanism for criminal tribunals said it finds that Felicien Kabuga is unfit to participate meaningfully in his trial and is very unlikely to regain fitness in the future. And it has called for an alternative legal procedure that resembles a trial closely as possible, but without a possibility of a conviction. And the trial of Mr. Kabuga, 88, was on hold in March over the health concerns, and he was arrested in Paris in 2020, and after evading the capture for 26 years. He is accused of being the primary financer, of which is a lie. It's a lie. We know it's a lie. Oh, come on. We know better who funds all these lives that has been lost in Africa. We know who funds all this. We know who funds all these lives which keep on literally being attacked day in, day out in Africa. We know who funds the African problems and the African health, okay? We know who funds the guns. Because if you're speaking of someone cannot, oh my God, give me a break. They are old, 88, so unfit. Then let him be eliminated. That is the simple term I can use. If you understand me. If he's so unfit for trial and you literally consider him being the suspect, you are actually have the actual facts, why can't you literally execute him? Why can't he be executed? Why does he have to be pardoned? Why does he have to be not given a trial that is closely resembling a conviction? What about the other people who died? What about the families that till to date are still recovering from what really happened? Nothing happens to them. Nobody gets to pay for all these lives. Oh, of course, because he is not the primary financer. And even if he is, he's not literally even the primary financer. This guy literally is like somewhere beneath. We have the big finances. He's not secondary, he's not primary, he's not nothing. These are just puppets who are used to conduct and ensure that the mission of the Europeans is achieved the way it is supposed to. Because we know the aim in Africa. We know the aim they have in Africa, wiping us off, taking over the lands, giving it all away, taking the golds or taking the lands. It's either way. And I want you to connect just what I'm talking about to literally my focus of the day. A continent ruled by corruption cannot develop. Okay? A continent ruled by corruption. This part of the corruption we're talking about. We have people, innocent people who have to go to jail or literally are going to die innocently, hanged to death, or maybe if we have death penalties in other countries. But we do have other Africans who are being killed brutally outside here, innocently. And nobody discusses this. Okay? These are no discussion goes on. But when you have old Negroes who've been used to kill or rather participate in the killing of multiple of African people, they walk scot-free because they're too old for trial. This is just super insane. This is super insane. They've seen that he is accused of being the primary financer of the militia and political groups that perpetrated the genocide in Rwanda in 1994. And he went on a trial in The Hague last September, accused of setting up hate media that urged ethnic Hutus to kill rival Tutsis and supplying death squads with machetes. He denied the charges. Of course, they'll always deny the charges. And we can see, since we cannot be able to think for ourselves, the UN court, or rather the international countries, are reasoning on our behalf. And what happens for the rest of the African people who are affected? You get no goddamn justice. That is what you get. Why? Because you cannot think for yourselves. You have someone else who has to make decisions for you on what is right or wrong. We have people walking scot-free every single day because they don't want to be held accountable for what they did. I still question, because this hit me hard, I think, on Monday. How are you a leader? How are you a leader and you are a criminal? I understand how the system has been set up. I understand. It's still, sometimes it doesn't click. You click, it doesn't click at all. It doesn't click. You're gonna be assassinated for being a true leader, but you're not gonna be assassinated or given a death penalty for killing bunches of African people in the continent, or because you're helping the Europeans' work become easy by making people think it's all about division, it's all about tribalism, it's all about, and again we go back to that, it's all about religion. Religion has been made the number one weapon of controlling us. Oh, they did wrong, we know, but we Jesus said we need to forgive them. We did you wrong, I'm so sorry, but we just need to ask for forgiveness, because at the end of the day, we all need to go to heaven. The damn bullshit they keep on telling us. The damn bullshit. Because it's bullshit. Come on. We need to be better. This is just super crazy. As we talk about, actually, there's something I just mentioned about us, when we say about us not being able to make our own decision, where we need the Europeans thinking on our behalf for us. It's them to tell us how we need to move, where we have attack, where Africa can move and where it cannot be moved. And my daily question is, until when? As we move on, I see the Italian Prime Minister has visited Tunisia to discuss migration issues. Okay? Migration issues. Tunisia, we know this country, it's just actually recently, we're talking about the racism that is going on in that country. We saw how the president reacted to the Black immigrants who are trying to come in, because right now they're immigrants. As much as they belong there, they are immigrants, which is so crazy and sounds so delusional. Crazy and just sounds delusional. Doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense. You cannot calculate this. Okay. But again, also, I always have an issue whenever we see these people, because we've seen her talking about how do I call it? We've seen her talking about how France has been exploiting African people, the African countries, how France has been overworking children so that they can be able to make these cars we're seeing right now, which I do not approve, because I see the same movement. I've heard Ruto talking about this. We're going to be having electrical motorbikes and all that nonsense. And Africans are happy about this. But anyway, back to this. We've seen us explaining how France has been exploiting African countries and the children being overworked and everything. But I always don't trust. Still, you can be, how do I say? You can be as nice as you want. You can be as good as you want. But it's like, let me just use this simple time. You can take the jungle, the monkey out of the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out of the monkey. These them. You can't unchange their skin color. It's who they are. It's who they are. But let me read what she's saying. They're saying that the Italian far-right Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has traveled to Tunisia to discuss the issues of irregular migration. Ms. Meloni visits follows a call between her president and Kais Saied earlier this week to address border surveillance and repatriation of undocumented migrants who cross the Mediterranean Sea. There has been an increase of racist assaults on sub-Saharan migrants in Tunisia since the incendiary speech in February by President Said, and Miss Meloni has warned Europe could face a huge wave of asylum seekers. And Tunisia media say her visit will put more pressure on the country to play the role of Europe's Coast Guard. Wow. It's amazing. Then we pull up this video. I want to look at the situation of the Tunisians, the black Tunisians in Tunisia. Okay? Let me see. Let's see this. Apart from the first video, of course, we saw them migrating. On black Tunisia. And this is something that doesn't add up. I don't like the way that these people just came and took over, and they just literally claim this country's been theirs. And the same thing is happening. This is what you're seeing in Jamaica. This is what you're seeing in Zambia. Look at Ghana, Kenya. Oh my God. I mean, are we ready for this? Let me share this very quickly.
Hi, so as I am making this video at the moment, black people, Africans in Tunisia, are hiding for their own lives from xenophobic Tunisian on other.
They are, because I just saw one article of this young lady who was explaining what a skin color means being in Tunisia. You know, you're supposed to be scared for your life. Like, leave. You don't belong here. How are you just told to leave your continent? This is literally your home. I don't care who took over family. We keep on saying these people took over. Oh, now Morocco is not an African country. Libya is not. When will it become African whole again without having different colors, unless they hear pain for a dime, not taking shit for free? When are we going to literally take over back our countries? I mean, yes, we're heading there. Pardon me. We're heading there. 11-11, not 11-11, but it's 1 p.m. right in the 254. Magical numbers, which mean nothing but just good health, good life, money. Yeah. But anyway, back to this. How did these people just took over? They now started claiming Libya is no longer now African. It's now full of Arabs. Morocco now, it's no longer African. It's full of whoever are there. Bunch of Muslim shit taking over, and with their fake religion, taking over our countries and claiming they belong here. What makes you look like black, bro? It's an African continent. African. You hate us so much, but you want to be where we are. You literally cannot stand us being in our homes or trying to claim back our land. Where is yours? This is actually where it makes sense. Again, now I love the way things always connect sometimes. You know, this way it makes sense. These people had nothing to claim of their own. They came from caves, and this is why they took over lands, because they had nothing to claim of their own. So what they had to do so that they can literally have a home to call a home is literally steal. That's what they did. And now we black people are the ones who do not literally have a home right now. We're the ones who are actually begging. We are the beggars right now. We look like we came from nowhere, literally being the first people to originate in this earth. This shit does not make sense. We have a lot of people homeless here in Africa, all over the streets, in every African country, and also in America. I mean, we've been seeing this. Shout out to Kate for showing me that video. And then you're telling me we do not... You're telling me Mzungu has a whole 20 acres or 1,000 acres of land just for a swimming pool or just for nothing. Are you mad? You smoking crack? Oh, please. It's not adding up. This shit, you don't know how this shit gets me so gassed up every time I think about it. There's no way you're telling me just that, hey, Morocco is racist. I don't know, Libya is racist. So what? I know that. But who are the original people of these countries? Why can't they go back to their country? Why can't we claim back our homes? They need to go back to the caves where they came from. Okay? That's where they need to go back. Animals, like the animals they are, animals love living in shit. We don't, Africans, we should not be living in shit. It's so sad to see Africans right now, like with my thumbnail, all we see is just the accelerating poverty. The accelerating poverty. Every single day we're talking about poverty, poverty, poverty. But when will it ever reduce? Corruption left, right, and center. Till when? Racism in your own continent. I mean, till when? Man, the day I'm going to have a Chinese or a white person trying to talk shit to me, oh no. Unless you have a gun, man, I'm beating you too. I'm beating you. I'm getting arrested, but I'm beating you. I'm not taking no disrespect. You treat our people like shit, then...
As from the Tunisian president. Yes, you heard me right. The Tunisian president has called upon xenophobic Tunisians to hunt down Black Africans and I think hurt them. And I've seen some images and videos on TikTok and on social media showing young Black women being attacked
by white people. Oh my goodness, man. You guys. I mean, how much worse can it get? How much worse will it continue getting? Do you understand what we're seeing right now? I mean, you guys, do you understand what we're seeing right now? And this is because of someone you're claiming to be a president in your own country. He's not even Black. I bet the Tunisian president, he ain't nothing Black. Nothing. He ain't nothing Black.
You know, brutally by Tunisians because their president, who is, you know,
one, and this is their behavior. I mean, you guys understand, this is their behavior. Like this now, this to the young youths. You're there looking at me, I'm your age. This their behavior. I think you need to understand this, okay? We have a lot of people right in the Black Fire Network who understand this. But if your first time you're gonna be getting to this information, hey, this is their behavior. Can you understand as an African person, there are people who are homeless. Make this just make sense. We have a lot of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people who are homeless, sleeping in cartons, sleeping in rags, sleeping in every type of shit every single day and eating bunch of shit and smoking gum and all that nonsense. But we have people who have taken over our continent and claiming it's their land. Where do you belong as a Black person? And this is their behavior right here. We see this in America in every goddamn video. You see, this is in our own continent. I mean, is Tunisia outside Africa? It is in Africa. Why don't we have Africans in Tunisia? It's always in me. I mean, I don't like when Keith always says because it's been taken over or because what? We're taking over too. And it's time. It's time. It's time to gain the respect we need. It is time. It is time. If I had a gun, you piss me off, I shoot you.
No, running away from economic trouble in that country has turned on inciting the people in Tunisia to attack Black.
8 people, bunch of people, and they don't leave you. They want to see you dead. I mean, look at them. They want to see you dead until you're like dead. That's when they're done with you. Joe Mosquito, karibu sana. I think I said hi to you. I bet. I'm not sure. But anyway, karibu sana. You just think that it's full of goat and camel herds. I know, right? That is what it's full of. Camel, goat herds. And even now, I think if you can reflect further with the video we were watching on Friday, it's now even now goats, cats, and camels and herds and all that. It's mixed up with bunches of shit. We have Arab rabbit cat, we have a goat monkey, we have a monkey goat, we have, I don't know. How is a monkey having sex with a dog? How is a chicken having sex with a duck, having sex with a dog? Oh my God. Then you speaking of, oh my God. Yo, just look at this. I want to rewind this a little bit again. There's a bunch of people trying to chase one person, and they always do that until they kill him. Then they're like, we're satisfied. He gone. We're done.
Hi, so as I am making this video at the moment, black people, Africans in Tunisia, are hiding for their own lives from xenophobic Tunisian on orders from the Tunisian president. Yes, you heard me right. The Tunisian president has called upon xenophobic Tunisians to hunt down black Africans and I think hurt them. And I've seen some images and videos on TikTok and on social media showing young black women being attacked,
Women.
brutally by Tunisians because their president, who is, running away from economic trouble in that country, has turned on inciting the people in Tunisia to attack black Africans. According to several articles on New York Times, Al Jazeera, and even on Bloomberg, the story is that Nigerians, Ivorians, people from Guinea, and other Africans were attacked in Tunisia as the president, Said, accused migrants of trying to make the country, that is Tunisia, less Arabic and more of African.
One mjinga bombo clat man. This you can what? What? Like, did you just hear what this guy said? What?
To make the country, that is Tunisia, less Arabic and more of African. He didn't even say,
Motherfucker, you are in Africa. Yo, you are in my country. You are in my continent. Not even my country. Let me stop claiming the country. You can take the country and its name for all I care. But hey, you are in my continent. So you've been here. This land, it means it's part of me. And you ain't telling me shit. You ain't telling me shit. Man, if I have to die because of literally having to stand for my life because of these people, me watching the racism, I'm ready. But I'm not bowing down to no man's shit. I will not. Because what the F is this? No humanity, no nothing. These people are just animals. Ready to bite and kill. Don't care where they hurt, how they hurt you, or even if you hurt. They don't give a shit. And if only Africans, we can realize again what power can, what unity can really make us have, what it can really, how it can really frighten these people. We are the majority in the continent. If only we can realize how we can gang up on these people and get rid of them. It's so fucking easy if I look at it. It is so easy. It is so easy. It is so easy. Oh my God. Because you're making the country less Arabic. What? What? You play too much. People are taking too much outside here. Taking too much.
Black, he said more of Africans. These were his exact words, according to the New York Times. So he says that the president declared migrants from other parts of Africa as pawns in a criminal plot to make his predominantly Arab and Muslim nation a purely African country. Nation, criminal plot to make his predominantly Arab and Muslim nation a purely African country.
Like I said, they are raiding and bringing this bullshit religion everywhere they go. And making it now, making Africa now an Islamic religion type of shit. This is just crazy. You're making the country less Arabic, this and this and this. What? And then you guys, you claim you have African leaders. You have the AU. Where's the AU? I want to know, what did the AU say about Tunisia? Let me check that on Google as we go on. What did the AU say about the president of Tunisia racism? Come on, give me answers. Let's move on as we check.
And he goes ahead to say the unspoken goal behind these successive waves of irregular migration is to consider Tunisia a purely African country with no affiliation to the Arab and the Islamic nations. And
You
after
do not belong here. We do not care about what you feel, how you feel, because you barely don't give a shit about us. So, hey, it's your time to pack your bags. Literally, no bags. You had no clothes. We gave you everything. If it's cotton, if it's everything, we taught you how to dress, to wash your ass, and to pee, literally. Okay? So, yo, what you're gonna do, you can do better for me, or best for me. Pack your rags, or walk naked and go back to your goddamn caves. Okay? That's the best thing you can do. Because there's nothing that is really pissing me off right now. I remember the first day, and it still triggers me. Every time I'm walking in the street, there's a trigger I feel when I'm seeing children in the street. You have no idea how I felt the first time I saw children in the street. I was like, no. No. What do you mean we have children begging in the street? I was like, no. I cried. My mom was like, no, you need to stop crying. This is normal. What do you mean it's normal? Children sleeping in the streets? I was so heartbroken. And I feel it in my voice even as it still crushes me. And they always say if there's something I really want to do, if I am to become so wealthy, I'd really help children in the street. Build up a children's home. Or maybe work with a certain organization on how to help children. Because that's another project that also these stupid people have taken advantage of. They come here, we want to help African children, we're creating this nonsense. Then they are the ones literally now kidnapping the babies. I mean, are we connecting the dots? Do you know how sick this is? We have bunches of these crackers stealing lands, being given away, literally lands for free. Shout out to Ruto. 300, it still doesn't click again. 300,000 acres to an Italian company. For what? For what? Because all of that explanation they were trying to give, we know it's all lies. There's always something cooking behind everything. It's all lies. And because the media won't tell us the truth, no, it's all lies. We have people who have lands for free, while we have Africans being told you can't literally settle in your continent because you're gonna make your continent look less Arabic. Bro, pack your rags and go. I don't wanna talk shit because I'm really mad.
This President Kais Saied said this. A lot of Tunisians who are xenophobic, and racist, most of them are, went to the streets looking for black Africans, and unsuspecting black African students, female students, were attacked
by you guys.
A group of Tunisians, and hurt badly. I've seen.
Oh my God. You guys, you seen what we're seeing in the screen? See what we're seeing in the screen? Like, they just had to beat him till blood comes out. Like, it's like I said, they want to beat you till you're dead so that they can feel they're satisfied. I'm so heartbroken right now.
Those images, I don't want to share them here, but they were attacked. Those ladies were attacked. They're from, I think, Ivory Coast. They study in a university in Tunisia. Now, I hope you understand, or you get the full picture. You understand what we are dealing with here. So we have a country where the president asks the citizens of that country to start xenophobic attacks. And this country is still part of the African Union.
Imagine. It's still part of the African Union. Make that make sense. Okay, so now we had the African Union claiming, condemning the Tunisians, the Tunisia hate speech against the migrants, okay? And this is what the article says. The African Union has criticized Tunisia and urged it to avoid urged. Huh. We're having people being beaten down, God knows, pregnant women, and then you're telling me, I'm urging you. What are you urging? You're supposed to be commanding. You're supposed to be commanding. You have a voice, right? A whole goddamn African Union, but you have no voice? I wonder why. What's going on? Urged Tunisia to avoid racialized hate speech following the President Kais Saied comments directed to the migrants from the elsewhere on the continent. I know this discussion was actually discussed a couple weeks ago or months ago, but this is very serious. This was actually in February. This is very, very serious if you can't think about it. We can't keep on claiming these people took over our countries. It's in Africa. And I hope the moment people are going to realize we're homeless and we have countries, we have lands that have been stolen and given to people who belong to the cave, it's going to be a massive wake up. And I'm going to be so happy seeing that happen. Seeing these people crash to the ground. Oof. Anyway, they're also saying the Said ordered the expulsion of undocumented migrants from Tunisia on Tuesday, saying immigrants was a plot aimed at changing his country's demographic composition. Local rights activists condemn his comments, calling them racist. Of course they are. And it's not his country. It is African. Period. Africans. And shout out to the puppets for not educating us well enough. Because if we were educated well enough, we would be knowing this was a black man's land first. It was the black man who originated here first. And you have the right to claim everything because it's yours. They never even borrowed. They took it away from you. They taught your children lies so that we can keep on bootlicking and worshiping them. So enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
So I hope in coming weeks, the African Union will ask Tunisia to leave. We can't have that kind of a country in our organization pretending to be Africans while the president is calling the citizens of that country to attack us. But you understand the mentality of these people because, these are Arabs. They invaded that country in 697 or almost 700 years.
Thank you. They invaded. So meaning they don't belong there. Meaning it's not their country. So damn this rat type of looking president saying that his country is aimed, or rather they're aiming to change the constitution or whatever he's trying to say. They're saying that the immigration was a plot aimed at changing his country's demographic composition. Whose country? It's Africans. Again, do you understand why we need to reset everything? Education is important. Knowledge is important. If Africans knew this, we'd not be having homeless African people. We have land everywhere. It's like yesterday I was saying, we have 65% arable land. Why are we facing inflation again? I'm not getting. And this is sick. This getting sick. This needs to be stopped by us African people. It needs to be stopped. If only Nigerians can realize you have a bunch of lands right outside here, because this is without Nigeria, without this division of the borders, you can settle anywhere you want. You can get land anywhere you want because it's a continent. African, and it's blessed the same way everywhere, left, right, and center, unless you walk or rather go out of it. But we have everything we need in here. You need just to wake up, realize you've been living in shit, swimming on boats, swimming, walking around with boats, moving with boats on top of sewages, man. So, oh God, shit. Still breaks my heart. We're having children wearing gloves just because they made shoes expensive for African people specifically. Huh. If you're not seeing this, if you're not realizing that, like he said, they invaded. They were never here. They never, it was never their country. It was Africans. Those Tunisians who are returning back to Tunisia have the goddamn right. It's their homeland, and you have nothing to say. So you pack your rugs again, like I said, and move the shit out. Go back to the caves. Period.
700 AD. So about 1,300 years ago, they came to that region to spread Islam. So in 700 AD, that's when they captured
Religion.
that region, and they found different tribes. They found different tribes. They found the Berbers, they found the Amazighi people. I think they are still confused as Berbers. They also found, black people from Mali and Chad. They were in that country in Tunisia. So it was a land of nomadic.
So meaning we had Africans everywhere. You could literally get an African from Kenya in Tunisia. But today, go look at Tunisia. You can't find Kenyans there. You can get Nigerians in Kenya because we want people. We could travel anywhere. We could access anything we wanted. But right now, Africa, it's expensive. We have now people rating our countries, which country is cheap to live in, which country is expensive to live in, which is their work, them doing it. They have done all that. You can't literally now go to Tunisia because you do not have a goddamn passport. And you cannot literally bribe people at the border. So take your ass back and sit down and maintain in poverty and keep on praying. Till when? Religion.
Tribes, different nomadic tribes. So once they captured Tunisia to spread their Islam, they stayed with the ones that they were close to, because I think the Amazigh people had originally left Asia or Yemen to come to that region as nomadic tribes. So they were their long lost cousin, if you can say that. But they kicked out the black tribes and pushed them to Chad and Mali. That's what happened. And then conquered that territory.
Not even pushing. Do they just push? Like, were they telling them gently, like, just go away? Like, yo, we need you to go away. Just leave the country. Like, what's up? You can just go live in shit. We just came from the caves and we want to borrow your place for the next 1,000, 3,000 years to come. And Africans are like, yeah, cool. What's up, yeah? We're cool. No, they're not being pushed. They were being killed.
The same thing applies to Morocco and Libya. That is the history.
And for you to actually know they were being killed, you seen it today. Beat those Africans to death, because we don't want them right here. They're making the continent or the country look less Arabic. Is that what you want as Arabians? No. So what you're gonna do? Beat the Negro. That's what they're doing.
So that's why they do not consider themselves Africans, because it's true they came from Arabia and they conquered those lands. It's true, the history. So that's why they do not consider themselves Africans, because it's true they came from Arabia and they conquered those lands when they were spreading Islam.
One, of course, they should not even try call themselves, I don't know, them calling themselves Africans, I don't know, all those type of nonsense. They never belong. They were never here. They were. It was African. You see, like this guy, what he's trying to explain. I love the way he's trying to explain it. But again, go back to education. The reasons why we need to be taught education. He's not mentioning anything like we were the original people here before they came. Yes, you said you found the Malians and everything. Call it Africans. not the Arab. Call it Africans, not the Mali, the Chad, and everything. Call it Africans. So meaning this white rat-looking type of shit never existed here.
But they see us as slaves because when they were conquering that region, they would capture black people and enslave them against their own will. So these people come to your ancestral land and make you a slave. That is what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And today, in 2023, we have a president saying that our people want to turn that country black and not Arab.
It was black. That's the point. It was black. So we're not trying to turn it black. It was black, and it is black. The only thing that is making it look not black right now, it's your white ass, literally, and them butt plugs. Nothing else. Imagine it's that simple. It's still black. It is still black. What do you understand about agriculture if I am to still live with my land? GMO? You can't even eat real food. You need bloody meat. What's up? It was black.
As if originally it was Arabic. It wasn't. And that has been the trend with these invaders. People invade African countries. We have
And
people
they
in South
beat you to death, man. Look at this.
Africa who
Look
invaded that
at
country,
this. Just
and
on
they
one person. Oh my God.
keep saying that they're
Man,
African.
I'm so sorry if you really face racism outside there. I really don't know how it feels. And I'd not really want to experience that, of course, because I'm knocking the shit out of someone. Me? I'm not taking no disrespect from nobody. A man, a woman, bring it on. Bring it on. You hurt me, I hurt you. I'm not walking away. I'm not walking away. Unless you come in bunch of you like this, fine. But your time is coming. Man, that time is coming, and I can't wait to see the vice versa of this. I can't wait. Seeing white people being beaten and nobody can say shit, because when Africans raise their mouth, everybody keeps quiet. That's what I want to see. Like I said, shut up. I say this is my continent. I say this like it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope for real. This is crazy.
Even though we know they came from the Netherlands.
Someone else is strangling you. Someone else is beating you. Someone else is.
We have people in Egypt, Arabs, pretending that the waters of the Nile belong to them, even though we know that they came to Egypt as invaders and even kicked out the black people they found there
in Egypt.
and tried to
We
rename.
grew up seeing in cartoons Egypt is white. It was never black. That's what they show us right now in animations. Most of the animations I actually used to see when I was young, it was nothing black. It was all white. Lies over lies over lies over lies. And I get mad because of the lies. Man.
It. Egypt was called Kemet. Kemet means black. So land of the black people.
Yep.
So they came and called it Misri, So you understand, these are the same people we have in the African Union. And the only time they consider themselves African is when they are qualifying for the World Cup. And other time is when they want to.
They don't even. Oh no! You're wrong, bro. They don't even recognize themselves Africans when it's time for World Cup. I mean, you had it with just the previous World Cup. I think it was just the same goddamn country, either them or Libya. But we had them being racist to a certain African country. They're like, no, you Negroes, there's no way you're gonna claim yourself. Actually, I think it was Tunisia. They were like, there's no way you're gonna be claiming the cup. I think it was something they won. I can't remember everything. Didn't follow up much on the World Cup. But I remember they told the black Tunisians, you can't claim this. This is us as Arabians who have won this. It's nothing African, nothing to do with you. Okay? Nothing to do with you. It's not Africans. It's not African.
Occupy the UN Security Council seat reserved for Africa. So they go there saying that we are here on behalf of Africa. But any other time, they consider themselves not.
They are always here on behalf of Africa, bro. Come on. Spill the beans. Just say the truth, shame the devil. Shout out to Keith. Say the truth, shame the devil. They're always here to represent Africa or to help Africa or like whatever you said. But is that the truth? No. No, no, no. Go back and do research. You've been a brother. Men are literally obsessed with soccer, especially in Africa. So I bet you can go check that out. Go check that out and refer back to your words. They're never here for Africa. Africans.
And in my country, I've seen a lot of trade between my country and Tunisia. We have a lot of textile and clothes and
Don't mosquito, I'm easy. Thank you. I'm watching out. I'm good. Thank you. I'm easy.
shoes manufactured in Tunisia being sold in our stores as premium clothes. So I hope going forward, we are going to ask the government to kick those traders out of our country. We don't want Tunisian products in our shops. And we don't want to see Tunisia in the African Union and any other body that is African. We don't want to see Tunisia. This is not an issue of an apology. We don't want an apology. We want Tunisia kicked out of the African Union and any embassy.
One, every African country should be removed from the African Union because this organization, it's not helping us. How do you just urge a country, the African Union, has criticized the Tunisia and urged them to avoid racialized hate speech? Urged. You're urging. I said you're supposed to be commanding. You're supposed to be demanding. Why did you do it? I need answers, and I need every black person to settle in that country. Let them get a land and everything they need. Because it was black, African first, not this Arabic looking type of nonsense we're talking about. None of this. None of this. So yes, all African countries should be removed from this African Union bullshit. Because it's bullshit. It's African Union bullshit. Nothing to do with African people. Nothing to do with African problems. Not controlled, definitely, by African people. We just have puppets who are playing their roles right there because they're being told to. Not even making their own decisions. They are being told to. Can you lick my toe? Yeah, I'm going to do it, baby. Don't worry. Just following orders all around. Till when? When will we ever have our own? This is what I'm talking about. Our continent cannot be ruled by corruption. And you expect it to develop? Our country cannot be ruled by these people who understand nothing of their roles. And you expect it to develop? You need people who know, like I've been given literally like an egg to hold. If it falls down, that's it. If it falls down, like, that's it. No, I'm not going to be able to share this egg with everyone. But no, these people are even literally willing to eat the egg alone. They're like, I'll finish all of it. I don't care who gets the share or not. That's what they do. So we do not need any African country in the African Union. Period. Not just Tunisia. Literally, let Tunisia be claimed black again so that we can consider now dropping the African Union. Once that's done, we're good. We need African people again realizing you have been homeless while you have people invading in your continent. They did this. And because you've not been taught real history, that's why you think like living in poverty and them having the whole bunch of 1,000 acres and with a big bunch of swimming pools, it's okay. Where's your share? Oh, this life is just for the rich. What about you? They're claiming that Tunisia cannot be made, or we can't have black people literally coming back in their country or their continent. I'm not even talking about the continent. You're coming from caves and you're telling me nonsense. I'm telling you guys are patient, man.
Tunisian embassy in Pan-African countries, they need to ask that embassy to close.
And this is why the men, like Kamlesh says, men need to be taught how to go on war. That's true. You need to be taught how to fight. You need to fight. Man, a guy, I don't know. Me, I think I'm obsessed, and you don't want to touch me when I'm actually so mad. I think I'd go out of, I get out of control, and I'm literally super angry, especially in a physical fight. So yeah, I don't want to try imagine what a black man can do if we really stood up and stop being scared of them and giving them the power, spitting on your face, calling you all types of names is okay, and fight. Punch someone on the face and tell them, I'm not going to take the disrespect. It's enough. We're talking about women being beaten in Tunisia. This is crazy. This is just super insane. But yo, let me wind up, yo.
I don't see why we would be, we need to drain the swamp. We have these serpents in our swamp, and it's about time we did the draining.
And I think that's the end of that video over there. That was very informative, actually. That was very, very informative. Those videos, I've not seen them circulating anywhere of where we have people being beaten. We've seen some articles, but we've not been shown the videos because, again, the mainstream media won't show us this. So the question, and I always leave with a question or anything. The question is, how are we going to change the African continent? Like, especially like with what I'm talking about right here in Tunisia, because we've been talking about we're literally in the verge of being colonized again the second time. It's a discussion we've been talking about. We're seeing the Chinese clearly telling us how we ain't shit. We're taking control of your mineral resources. We're taking control of your electricity. We're taking control of your education because you owe us. We're taking control of your women and children because you men have failed to stand up like men. And you want to keep on kissing us so that you can be called a man. That's not you being a man. That's you being a child. That's you being a clown. Helping another clown. Which makes you clowns. You know? So my question is, are we ready to educate our people what really happened? Why we do not have black people in Tunisia? Why we do not have black people in Libya? Why we do not have black people in Morocco? And why these countries are so racist? And why I cannot travel without having a hard access of each country because of these goddamn borders? Why I have to travel without having to bribe people? I mean, are we ready to explain to the next generation how to make Africa develop as a continent without corruption? Because we've normalized it too. Oh, it's give me money, I give you a through pass, fine. Bribing, give me money, I give you a through pass, fine. When will we ever say no? When will we ever say no? It's like someone telling you, like what they told us. I'm giving you free syphilis. Another free shot. Who is in? And everybody is always in. So when are you gonna say no? That's my question of the day. When will Africa say no? When will we wake up and realize Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, literally the African continent, the world, we were the first people to exist. And these people claiming now Tunisia need to be beaten to death. And I'm not scared to say that. You can't be having a rabbit-looking type of shit talking to you, how you are invading the country. Me? This was a black country. You mean this being originally in Africa, being an African continent, I cannot settle in my own country. But you claiming you are here. You claiming we are taking over. You claiming we are literally about to change your... What was it again? What was it again? We're about to change the demographic composition. And all that. You're just talking nonsense. You're just talking nonsense. So my question is, How are we going to educate the next generation how to make the African continent develop? Personally, as I live, I feel like we need to speak truth. We need to stop hiding things. We need to stop being scared of hurting people. Okay? You need to speak your truth. Get your shit out of heart when necessary. When necessary. Okay? And once we give this information to the next generation, it's gonna be easy to actually make every African person have a space and a place, and we cannot talk about poverty anymore because everyone first is gonna be living in equality. Not having the Arabians having thousands of acres from here to Nairobi, and that's Mzungu's land, and you're like, what? That's us as African. We're like, what? Imagine that's us. We always get astonished every time we see white people having big acres of lands. You're like, what? We don't know it's all stolen. You don't know it's all stolen. You don't know how they came here. You don't know how they existed. But they just have on a land. We need to be taught all that. But anyway, and a lot more. You guys know what you know what is supposed to be taught. So yeah, that is where I'll finish it up. This has been my topic of the day, and I hope you guys have enjoyed today's discussion. It's been a good one. That was nice. But again, very painful because it's really crushing me coming to understand the reason we have people living in streets is because we have invaders claiming our lands. While we should be having each and every African person settling, having a land, doing some farming at the back of your yard or something. It's just so crazy and so sad too. But anyway, much love. See you guys on the Tubonge show. And remember to join Katie on the African Diary. And my conversation of today ends there. So peace and love. Joe Mosquito, thank you for tuning in. And to the bunch of the silent listeners who are here, thank you for tuning in. And of course, remember to smash that like button as you leave your way out. And thank you for tuning in to the Pan-African Bliss show of today. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. I've been your host, Joby.
I spent 40 racks on a chain, 10 racks on my wigs. That's why I'm looking better than your bitch.
I see someone by the name of Maduro Holdings. That's a quite interesting name, Maduro Holdings. But yo, thank you so much for tuning in. You're saying facts, nothing but just facts right here on the Black Fire Network. Media for the 21st century, that is what we speak. Rockefeller. Even the man them shook.
Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent and introducing you to the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned.
I spent 40 racks on a chain, 10 racks on my wigs. That's why I'm looking better than your bitch.